All right, people, let's start this thing. We're rolling down to the end here. There's 2:51 to go here in the second half, and so I just thought I'd start, make a quick jump on it because I have a feeling these final 3 minutes they're either going to go by super quick or they're going to go by super slow, where it turns into foul and foul situations like how a handful of some of these games have ended in this tournament. But right now it is 68-64, Arkansas on top. This has been a damn good game so far. This has been a damn good game. St. John's in shooting trouble. They have not been shooting good at all this whole game. They're shooting 29% from the field, which, if you ask me, that's a recipe. That's a recipe for disaster. That's a freaking recipe for disaster. Here, hold on. Let's zoom in here real quick. There we go. All right. Let's go over here. Let me add some things here real quick. We'll add this. And we'll add the scoreboard. How does that sound? $68, $64. There we go. Okay, let's see how this thing ends here. Okay, winner's going to play Drake or Texas Tech. I don't even want to say it, but how crazy would it be an 11 seed Drake going against a 10 seed Arkansas? That game's going to be on Thursday. The Drake Texas Tech game starts later today at 6:10. Yeah. Okay, all right. There's 2:51. Damn, I feel like I started way too early. I have a feeling this might go a while. The ending just of how this game went. The last big play was the goaltending that they called on Smith for Brazil's missed layup. Like Smith blocked it off the glass, which by technicality is a goaltending. I wouldn't have called it a goaltending. It looked like a clean block. Was it going to go in? Absolutely not. It was a bad angle from Brazil anyway, but all right. Oh, the refs are taking a look at it. Hold on, let me mute myself so we can hear. Whoa, there are two goaltending calls, actually. Apparently. Interesting. They're going to give one to Luis, too, when he got blocked. Man, this game's been freaking tight. This game has been freaking tight. It's been freaking crazy. Hey, yeah, go Penguins, man. There we go. All right, here we go. Smith with a careless turnover. Okay, 64-68. Arkansas, they have 5 steals. Well, both teams has 5 steals. But I think it's just who's going to get cold here in the final 2 minutes. That's going to end up costing them the game. Because I think still at this point, as we go down to 2:15, layup, good, okay. Arkansas makes it 70-64, 70-64. Tough miss. Can't buy a basket. Here's a three-pointer. Nope. No good. It'll stay 70-64. St. John's cannot convert. Okay, so it's going to stay 70-64. Okay, minute 35, minute 34. Okay, this thing's coming down to the end here. Okay, that 3 ball, that would have been 67-70 is a whole different ball game. Oh, chucks up a prayer, no good. Okay, hold on. We got time here. We got time here. No need to rush. Ooh, come on. Nope, the scoring drought continues. So St. John's, oh, Smith's going to take a 3. Nope, no good. Cannot buy a basket. They cannot freaking buy a basket. Scott's going to get the rebound. He's going to get fouled. It's going to remain 70-64. St. John's has had a scoring drought. They haven't scored since, I hopped on camera, so it's easily been probably 6-7 minutes real time, but game time, 3 minutes. Okay, well, here comes Scott to the free throw line. He's an 83% free throw shooter. Damn. Okay, he missed the first one. Dude, my bracket is hanging in the balance right now. J.R. Luis Jr., 9 points, shot 3 for 17 today. You wonder how St. John's lost? Well, there's one of them. Oh my gosh, he missed both of them. Scott missed both of them. Oh, great effort there going for the ball, but it's not going to be enough. We're under a minute now. Lead's still 6 points. Switch to Davis. Now Davis has it. High screen. Look at that high screen. Oh, loose ball. Nope. Okay. There's going to be a foul here. Damn. Well, there goes my bracket. There freaking goes my bracket. Richmond got fouled. I had St. John's going all the freaking way. I had St. John's, Coach Petito, and Coach Izzo meeting in the Final Four. I thought St. John's could freaking do it. Nope. Bought way too much into the hype. Okay, 41.8 seconds to go. It is 70-64. We got some people fouling, subbing in. There goes Adu. He's had a freaking phenomenal game, Adu. Let me minimize this. $33 seconds, 32 seconds. Davis is gonna. Are they gonna foul him on the line? Davis is pleading that he called a timeout, but they're going to give possession arrow to St. John's. He didn't call a timeout. 28.8. Again, still 64-70. Davis missed both of his free throws. Edge of 4. You got to give it to Edge of 4, man. No more. Well, I don't know. Well, he's holding on. Here's the thing. He's holding on to Davis's leg. Davis is holding on to it. Even if they want to. Hold on. Let me mute. $28.8. Okay, so game clock's going to be reset to 29.4. There's no egregious fouls or anything on the sideline. I was just talking about how when Davis was holding on to the ball and on top of the ball and stuff and messing with it, he was pinning Ojefor's leg. Okay, now Ojefor has the ball. We're going to look a little switcheroony. Here we go, 3-point shot off the front iron. Ojefor will clean up though. That makes it 66-70. There's 20 seconds to go here. Foul, 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 foul. Okay, yeah, they're going to nickel and dime this thing. Okay, they're going to nickel and dime the rest of this. Houston, I have winning it all. I had, funny enough, I had St. John's, Michigan State, Duke, and Tennessee in the Final Four. So my bracket is officially cooked. Carter Knox is about to put the finishing touches on my bracket. Yeah. He's about to break the hearts of hundreds and thousands of St. John fans. Okay, 66-71, 19.2 seconds to go here. Okay. Okay, St. John's trying to hurry and run something here. Ah, man, loose ball foul. Okay, out of bounds. It's going to be Arkansas's ball. Okay, that's going to be it. Okay, 13.5 seconds to go here. Let's see how this thing rolls out. Okay, there's Davis. He's going to get fouled. He's going to go to the foul line. Okay, this thing is over, though. How do I put... I guess the... Where's my bracket? I guess the only bracket that I have that's still alive, that's going to remain alive, there you go, Capital One play bracket, is my my Michigan State one. My Michigan State one still has a chance. But other than that, I'm cooked. Like I'm freaking cooked. They're not winning this thing. Okay, 9, 3 ball. Nope. Mm. 10 seed Arkansas. They're gonna upset and beat 2 seed St. John's. Dude, you can tell Coach Petito's just pissed as hell. Which I would be too. I'd be too. It's funny how a lot of analysts and stuff, when they were talking about St. John's coming into the tournament, how they talked about St. John's isn't a reliable team because of their shooting. And look at this. They literally predicted what happened here. There's the embrace between Coach Calipari and Petito. We're going to have one more free throw here. It's good. Okay, makes this thing 75-66. That's why they call it March Madness. 75-66. That's the final here. Arkansas moves on. Damn it. There goes my bracket. My bracket is officially shattered. Damn you, Arkansas. Coming up next, Texas A&M and Michigan. We'll do a post-game reaction to that one too, but let's just jump into it now as we talk about how Arkansas, with their rotation of 7 guys, beat the Big East champs, St. John's. Okay, so field goal percentage is going to be the number one thing that everybody talk about. Both teams weren't shooting particularly outstanding. Arkansas was shooting 42%. They made 27 baskets out of 63 attempts. But St. John's, Holy shit. They shot 21 for 75. That shooting percent was 28%. The players that needed to have big games did not step up and have those big games that were, that was predicted. In the box score, I'd say Ojibwa had the biggest game for St. John's, and same with Smith. Smith came off the bench though. But yeah, R.J. Louis Jr., he had 9 points. Scott, he had 7. Richmond had 5. And Welcher had 2. So those big three, your point guards and your twos, these guys that are supposed to have those big games, they all just went in a scoring drought tonight, and they couldn't buy a basket. Three-pointers alone, they shot 9%. 9%. They were 2 for 22. Damn. Free throw was fine. 22 for 31. That's 71%. Arkansas shot 70%. They were 19 for 27. Now, would it have made a difference? Okay, let's say that they shot 100% from the free throw line. 8, 9 points. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. Okay, game's tied. But again, like this comes down to just bad shooting. For St. John's. Now, what I will give them credit for that a lot of people are going to forget about, and it's going to be ignored, which is totally fine. But for the team stats overall, there was 1 point. Arkansas had a 13-point lead, and this thing looked over. St. John's looked dead in the water because their shooters weren't making the baskets that they needed to. And the score, I believe, at this point when they were up by 13, let me look at the play-by-play, is in the second half. Let me scroll around here. It is when it was 55 to 42, like around that range, where we had like 10 minutes left to go in the game, and this thing just looked dead in the water. But St. John's was able to come back. They made it a game. There was 1 point where it was a 2-point game, and this thing was damn close. But Arkansas was able to pull away with really impressive. I think Brazil had a good game, even though he got into some foul trouble. His 8 points might not stand out the most, but just what his impact on the court was defensively. Knox had a big game. He had 15 points. Davis had a big game. He had 13 points. But Boogie Fland, I think Boogie Fland, with how he ended the first half, he had a good game. But then Jonas Adu, his 7 points. Like, with those critical, like, the swing of how the first 10-ish minutes of that second half started when Arkansas took the 13-point lead and St. John's couldn't buy a bucket. It's only 7 points in the stat sheet when Davis, yes, and Knox statistically had a better game. But, like, it took out all momentum that St. John's had when they built that big lead. What else? Oh, my gosh. Look at that. St. John's even out-rebounded them, 51 to 45. Not enough. So, I'm pretty damn impressed. I'd say the hottest team right now. Let's look at the bracket. This Michigan-Texas A&M game is going to start here any moment. We're going to see what happens to the Florida-UConn game. But if I'm anybody, if I'm Colorado State, Maryland, Drake, Texas Tech, whoever I am in this West region, particularly I'm eyeballing the Florida versus UConn matchup. I'm watching out for Arkansas because you're going to run into Arkansas in the Elite Eight. Like Drake and Texas Tech, they're not going to beat Arkansas. Yes, Arkansas is a 10 seed, but I liked how the commentator was talking about it where this isn't a 10 seed Arkansas team. Now, I will admit, was I sleeping on Arkansas? Hell freaking yeah. Like, did you see how they played in the SEC? They were getting dog walked by a lot of these Florida, Bama, the SEC, their SEC schedule played out how it genuinely played out. But, like, that's what the magic of March is, where it's a new clean slate, fresh sheet of ice, even though this isn't hockey. Like, they show up and they've been playing phenomenal. All right, guys, we're gonna end the stream there. We'll come back. Be sure to hit that like button and sub button so you guys know where to come back. We'll do a post game reaction to Michigan versus Texas Tech. Not Texas Tech. Texas A&M. Michigan survived UC San Diego the other night, 68-65, when Texas A&M rolled Yale. I know the final score was 80-71. That is not really how close that game was. Like, the Aggies took care of business. So be sure to hit that like button and sub button. We'll catch you back here in a minute. Peace.